Hello and welcome everybody to week 3 of Style Esports. I am Thousand Eyes. I am graciously joined alongside Summer and Axeman87. And tonight we have for you Team Death Knights Blue and Eclipsing Tides Penumbral going at it. Our 8th and 9th seed teams, I believe. And I am very excited. How are you guys?
This whole time, I thought your name was pronounced 1000 eyes.
We've been friends for years.
I did too. I also thought that.
We have also been friends for years, Axeman. I don't.
Whoa. You forgot the numbers at the end.
Well, apparently my numbers don't mean anything either. So you know what? It doesn't really matter that much.
I thought it was thou sand eyes, and I didn't really get it. But 1,000 eyes makes more sense.
Yeah, like the number. Yeah, okay. Me and Axeman87, we know numbers, you know.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
Axeman87 is famous for numbers, actually.
I know 8, and I know 7, and I know 87, and that's all the numbers that I need.
What about 78?
I don't need 78. We got a couple of teams for you here, folks, tonight. It's Eclipsing Tides Penumbral and Team Death Knights Blue. They're ready to get into the draft, and so are we. Let's get that draft going.
Yeah, hopefully. We have given our teams have said everything is good to go, and we will see, hopefully, a draft start. But regardless, I am excited. We do have a couple of high-ranking members here, at least in comparison to what we usually see on Style. We're seeing High Diamond and a couple of Masters players being pulled in tonight, so it should be some really solid games. Also do want to give the heads up, this is a best of 2, so we are going to be only doing 2 games tonight, no matter what happens, but it is still going to be exciting, because like I said, we have really, really good players tonight.
I personally am still of the belief that this is just an elaborate like BM thing from Eclipsing Tides saying that it's a best of 2 because they're just confident that they're going to 2-0 because they're the ones who said it. I still think we're being pranked, but
it is possible.
Yeah, we will find out. You did mention that we have some master players, some diamond players. You know, it's still early season, so some of our friends in these games have yet to escape Rayquaza Low, aka Emerald, the nuke tier. But you know, soon one day they will get out of that and make it onto Dialga Low. So that's fun.
True.
That's Diamond, by the way.
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Very
there
cool.
actually are more tiers in League of Legends named after Pokemon games than there are not. Did you know that?
I hate that you're right about that.
Pokemon Silver, there's Pokemon Gold, there's Pokemon Platinum, Emerald, and Diamond. There's also a game called Pokemon Masters EX. So if you really wanted to stretch it, you could go there. But up until the introduction of Emerald, it was actually tied at 4-4. But now it is 5 versus 4.
Pokemon is actually winning against League of Legends. We have found the weakness.
Yeah. Actually, I'm pretty sure when they introduced Iron, it was actually winning in favor of not Pokemon. So it might just be tied up now. Now that I'm thinking about this. Wow. So you really do need to count Pokemon Masters EX.
Apparently, yeah. Well, regardless, we are getting into the draft here, as I will cut off our Pokemon discussion. We do have just Aatrox Kindred Band from Eclipsing Tides Penumbral right out the gate. The Master Yi Band by Team Death Knights Blue, taking out the Pub Stomper right away.
Yeah, Cypher Soul's not going to have access to Yi, but that's okay for him. They'll have that taken off. Kindred Band away from Cypher Soul as well. So there's no opportunity for a double marksman comp now for TDK Blue, something they've made a bit of a name for themselves on so far in the league. Looking forward to that Jax band too. I believe it's Source Walker. That's the Jax one trick. We were talking about that going into this one. Yeah. And yeah, you're not going to have your one trick here. I know we brought up a stat in the green room where we were talking about this team, ETP. He's a Jax one trick up in the top lane, but he has a negative win rate and solo queue on it.
Man, I wasn't going to out him like that.
No, I'm going to out him on it.
Shot him in the head.
Yeah, I'm bringing the head. What is that, 48% win rate, dude? What are we talking about here? Come on.
Stop.
No, bro. Well, we have to play a different champion. We have to play a different champion.
Or get the gains up, you know? Get out of
Very true. Queue. Very true. TDK Blue. Yeah, TDK just did ETP a favor, I think.
my god.
As we are
We're
just
kicking
speeding
him
through
while
this
he's
draft
down.
here. Yeah, we do have the Seraphine lock-in, followed by the Kai'Sa Jace. Now, this is on our current patch, so this is after the Kai'Sa nerfs. I would expect still probably strong, especially because she does have that AD build as well. But it is now going into that Udyr and Yone, who do have that capability to just get in Kai'Sa's face.
Yeah, Maokai also nerfed on this patch. My jungler, my game changers team has been very loud about how Maokai has been nerfed and she doesn't want to play Maokai anymore. Maokai sucks now. Believe me, Maokai losing 20 damage on Q against jungle camps is huge. And you know
Feels
what?
a little
The
personal.
stats actually don't disagree with her. He is down like 5% win rate, which I think is pretty shocking.
Yikes.
Yeah, pretty rough time. I think you still want to pair him with the likes of Jace, though. So I like the idea here, and I think the concept of what Maokai does in a team fight is going to be exactly the same. He just clears the jungle camps a little slower.
He certainly does.
Definitely.
I really like this comp so far from TDK. This almost feels like a pro comp, and they're dropping like pro bands too here, like Orange band out as well. A little bit more kind of targeted. Obviously, the Jax band coming through, and then we had a Caitlyn and a Senna band too, which aren't too typical, but everything that they're picking is essentially just like the best in slot champion. Like Kai'Sa is just so strong right now. I would be surprised if we didn't get a Xayah from ETP. I'm not really sure where that Seraphine is going. Ooh, we didn't get that Rel lock in. We'll be the Blitz.
Cranking.
Yeah, we are going to get the Blitzcrank here, which does spice things up. Now, granted, there is a big buff Udyr to worry about that you may not want to pull into the team, but regardless, it is giving a lot of power in this bot lane. Does mean you probably do want to get some kind of tank support alongside this Seraphine. First, we're going to lock in that Olaf, which should be going up in that top side.
Yeah, probably locking Yone mid, and then, like you said, still waiting for a support here. You're picking into the Blitzcrank. I wouldn't be too surprised if it's just yet another frontliner in the face of the Kai'Sa and the Jace. You want to have all these champions in front of all the poke that's available. Like you said, the AP build is a little worse for Kai'Sa. It's still possible, and it is still one of the things that you want to have when you're going for a Jace composition. You soften them up, and then maybe you go for the killing blow with something like the Blitzcrank hook, as Alistar has been selected to try to mitigate that again. There's a lot of frontline here for Eclipsing Tides to stand in the way of Seraphine while she shields them.
I want Stryside to pick something that can fight. I want him to fight. Yes.
That's into it,
Yes.
Olaf.
Renekton. Yes. Kled. These are all good picks. Lock in the Kled.
Oh,
all good things. That Kled is locked in. It's just fireworks nonstop from the top lane. I think, honestly, hindsight being 2020, I think this Maokai is a little bit low.
I have
octane.
Unfortunate news for you, Axeman. The Kled is Akshan.
Akshan? Okay. All right. Cringe. Never mind. It's cringe. It's everything's just cringe. Whole draft, throw it all away. I think ETP win this pretty hard. You have to see how they do on their individual champions, but yeah, they have a ton of damage packed in here.
A valid question was actually asked in the lobby chat. Because Akshan was spelled so horribly, they could not tell if it was Akshan or Cassante. But it is indeed Akshan.
Well, it is very funny because they said Kled is Askane. And then they said, is that Akshan or Cassante? And they just responded yes. Which is not super helpful, but I think...
You know what? I guess you're right.
I still don't know which one it
came
is.
Very quickly after the Cassante, so I think they were responding to the Akshan. So I'm going to put my money down on the Akshan being the top laner here, and that is going up against an Olaf, which, granted, probably gonna be at least okay.
Yeah, I think you're fine.
Yeah. Olaf, I mean, we have the Axeman expert here. Olaf, a man of axes.
Yeah, it's a difficult matchup. I mean, the Akshan has a lot of safety in lane, which is where the Olaf wants to shine. But also, you bring so much damage to the 2v2, and with Maokai bringing a lot of setup there too, the Olaf isn't particularly safe, which is kind of a weird position to put the Olaf in. You could definitely shut down this Olaf really, really effectively. If you want to bring some of that jungle pressure up to the top side, you also just don't have to either. I mean, if you want to just neutralize top and get this Akshan fed for the mid game, you could do that as well. So really, TDK holding all the cards in the top lane.
So
Yeah.
we're here in week 3 of Style. Yeah. How many
Yeah.
weeks are there?
I believe somewhere in the like 12 to 16 range. I
Oh,
believe
okay.
is
So we're
correct.
pretty early into
We're
the split,
early.
then.
We're very early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So
That's pretty
it's
fun.
it's definitely gonna be a little bit. Teams are still kind of just getting functional and comfortable with each other because every season there's teams that come and go, there's players that come and go, and things get all over the place here. But
Yeah.
right now teams still just getting familiar with each other, and it is interesting, especially looking at these teams which are highly rated, how that's going to affect things early on.
Yeah, I mean, team synergy is pretty important, which is why I asked, because if these teams have built together very recently, then I favor the composition that has Maokai on it, because Maokai is just one of those champions where he just does all the stuff that you want to have on a competitive team. He sets up for the objectives, he drops those saplings, he can ult to push everyone away. He's a tank frontline, which is notoriously easier to operate in a team setting because you do want to have at least one person on your team that tanks for your damage dealers. And he does deal magic damage, so you can set up for a lot of the other physical damage solo laners that we do see here with the kind of triple marksman comp with Kai'Sa, Jace, and Akshan. So I like Maokai quite a lot into this comp, and in this setting in general.
Yeah, it's interesting because we did say like, oh, Kindred's banned. There's no double marksman comp. Well, we've decided to go triple marksman in spite of that, which is a funny concept. But it does, it is very much on this Maokai Blitzcrank to set up a front line for TDK. Otherwise, they're gonna get just run over by the power that this Yone, Olaf, and Udyr can do.
Now, here's a question for you. Is Kindred by themselves already a double marksman? There's two of them.
Is it a triple marksman? Is what you're asking. Is it a triple mark? Because there's Wolf and Lamb.
Right, yeah. So I think we can all agree that Lamb is a marksman. Yeah.
Lamb is definitely a marksman.
Wolf literally just runs at people and bites. Like,
okay, but you can be a marksman and be a floating head that bites people. I think they're not mutually exclusive.
I think you're being a little dismissive there, Thousand Eyes. I think Wolf could be a marksman. I think he's got the training for it. I think he's spent enough time with Lamb, and he could probably use the bow if forced to. But Jace locked in the top lane, Udyr up top side there as well. It's going to be Olaf jungle, Yone mid, and everything's topsy-turvy for us so far. Akshan mid as well.
Yeah,
I would be surprised if that Udyr doesn't get swapped down to the jungle. I know that Source Walker is the jungle player for this team. I think they might just be a little out of order.
Yeah, I think they are. I think they are because they said in chat because the spec slots are full, they weren't really going to be. They didn't feel confident in their capability to switch everything around and get in the right order. So I do believe that we are getting what we expected. Just the players are not in the right order.
Kai'Sa mid also surprising for me as well, with the Akshan down in the bottom lane. We'll see how that pans out moving forward here, if they'll swap those around as well.
I would imagine that it is just going to be the standard setup here, nothing too crazy for the first game. At least it's just the first game, but it is a best of 2 at the end of the day. So who really knows? It is just kind of 2 best of 1s stacked on top of each other in a trench coat, pretending to walk in to a best of 3 zone. And it's just, still something that I'm a little bitter about with these teams kind of hoodwinking us today.
I mean, yeah, it is. We are 50% done after this game, no matter what happens. It's crazy to think about. But
I'm a glass half empty kind of girl. So
that's fair. I kind of expect, even if things don't swap, I'd expect that we're going to be seeing Kai'Sa in the bot lane, because pairing that with the Blitzcrank seems pretty solid, all things considered.
I would say so.
Blitzcrank. Yeah.
I suppose there's still, if we're talking about swaps, could still be Alistar top, Udyr support, Olaf mid, Yone 80 carry, Seraphine jungle.
You're speaking which? That's not real.
None of those words are in the Bible.
Yeah.
Very good stuff. We're into the spectator delay in just a few seconds here, folks. And then we'll really get into the nitty gritty of what these two teams are trying to accomplish. I said briefly, the TDK have been made a name for themselves with the artillery composition. We'll see that come through the top of this game. I'm pretty excited for the long range damage. I don't know if ETP have an answer for it. They mostly have run at you champion Summer.
Mm-hmm. They really do. And I mean, Olaf and Udyr are notorious for being the best run at you champions in the whole game, I think is fair to say. So that's pretty nice. They both have ways to just run directly through things like the Maokai ultimate, for instance, and not be too upset about it. You also, like Tessa brought up earlier, don't mind too much if you get hit by a rocket grab, because you want to be in the back line anyway as Olaf and Udyr. And that kind of goes for Alistar and Yone too. So there are definitely countermeasures available for Eclipsing Tide's Penumbral. And it's going to be up to Seraphine to just not get hooked and lose the spin the wheel match where if Blitzcrank spins the wheel and gets the 1 in 5, then he's very happy.
I mean, it is interesting too that you say that they're just going to be running directly at, and Seraphine could just stay really far away, and there's a lot of squishy members to hit with that charm, right? So you can hit it from a long distance, and if they do get hit, that's a really big problem. I'm curious to see if that's actually going to work out for us, but we're going to have to take a break as we get ready for our game 1 of the night, guys. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back after this. And welcome back, everybody. We are into our first game of the night. Do have Eclipsing Tides on the blue side, Team Death Knights blue, ironically on the red side, but also looking for an early engage because they do have that Blitzcrank. Stacking is ready to go, though.
Yeah, a little stacky stack here. A little stacking going on. You see the Blitzcrank marching forward.
Yep.
What is your favorite kind of stack, Axeman?
Short stack, pancakes.
Ooh, nice. I think mine's
How did you have that
lasagna.
ready to go?
I'm always ready for pancakes.
Mhm.
What
What about you,
you,
Tessa?
Summer?
I said
literally,
lasagna.
The only
Summer said
thing
lasagna. Okay.
that I thought when you asked that question was, damn, I'm glad that
Tiramisu?
Summer's asking Axe and not me because I don't have an answer for that.
Gotcha.
Axe has got an answer for everything that I ask him.
I
Really
do.
does. It
Any
is impressive.
question, I'll answer
Mhm.
instantly. No delay.
Square root of 36.
6.
Damn, he's good.
That's true.
He's
That's true.
actually
I got
good.
it.
Got it right.
Oh my god.
I'm actually cracked. I'm actually cracked. All right, very cool. You know who else likes lasagna? All right, Cypher Soul taking on the blue buff now. Man, yeah, so my thing with this Blitzcrank skin is I love it, but it looks like Rumble.
Yeah, no, it's true.
And that's
The voice lines are really good, but Blitzcrank
Yeah.
also just doesn't sound like that. But that's okay because this is a new character called Blitz and Crank.
Blitz
The
and
names of the
Crank.
cats.
I love them so much.
Me too. Really good cat names.
Not too much tape on this top lane. I know it just kind of sucks for me, so I try and not play it ever.
Yeah.
Because it's so bad. But no,
Fair, it was the last pick, so
best of luck to
was-
Will. Yeah, quite the counter pick here. That's
It's great.
tough.
level 2
Yoinked
just
the
not
cow
there.
Me when I go for the cow.
hmm I had some cow earlier. I had some burgers, so
Ooh, we're eating burgers on the timeline. Very nice.
Yeah. it was
Very
pretty good.
fun. I was gonna do steak, but and then excuse me, I couldn't afford it,
Yep, yeah,
so I had pizza.
that sounds
Pizza
about right.
goes.
I like
Hashtag
pizza.
caster life.
Yeah.
Pizza is good. I had mine with some chicken that I made the other day, so I had to make
Ooh.
the pizza, folks. It's hard out here.
No DiGiorno.
No DiGiorno. Nice hook. I wanted that minion.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Looking at
Are
a
you
little
casting
bit
from the POV of the Blitzcrank?
Cage here as there's the ignite on Defendor. He's trying to back away. I don't know if they're going to get it. The flash to stay alive.
Oh.
Heal used as well as Muffin Man can't get the kill. Has to run back. And that's 2 summoners used by Vendor.
I can't wait for
Alright.
Muffin Man to get the pentakill. I know exactly what call Thousand Eyes is going to go for. Do you know the Muffin Man?
I really hope that he does it on Alistar.
I hope
That'd be
so
perfect.
too.
One
it's
of
gonna
Thousand
happen.
Eyes' favorite champions. Fun fact for all the lore heads at home.
True.
more
And
Tesla
another
lore.
thing, you can't milk those.
That is true.
Absolutely true.
It's very true.
Absolutely true. Very
See the
true.
Maokai up on the top side here, looking for possibly a little bit of help here. But gotta start the
Here we go,
scuttle
Ghost.
crab. A little bit of a gank on the bot side here.
Ooh.
Saber, they're just gonna go for the dive, and they're gonna pick that one up. First blood. It is gonna go to the Muffin Man, who does get that one happily, and no deaths. So it is a clear win here for Eclipsing Tides.
Beautiful play from ETP. The 1v1 does
Oh,
not go well for Will.
Sapling!
No,
He's in trouble.
he's gonna go for it, but the shield is really good.
Cypher,
Cypher,
no!
Two
Oh, he's
keys.
down.
Wow.
Oh, here's
No,
Shen.
now
Shen's
we're
one more.
diving with the action. Who's gonna get that kill and the reset to get out?
Is he out? He got
He is
out.
out.
I can't believe it.
My
Let me
goodness.
find out bot side. That's 2 kills. Now, for ETP, just 1 trade back for TDK Blue, but the kill is on Shens, who could carry this game, Summer.
No. I have
Now,
unfortunate news.
I hate to be the party pooper, but I'm hearing from the Twitch chat that the stream is paused.
I am getting that as well. So I think we're gonna have to pause this here, and I will manually get that stream into the right spot. Unfortunately,
Very cool, but they could hear us the whole time, right?
they could hear us. That is true.
Awesome. That's all
They-
you needed.
They could not see, unfortunately.
Cool. Do we want to pause at 5 minutes then, or what?
I'm gonna get it to
I'm at 5
440.
minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna
What's
go to 443. That is where I had it.
443.
Yeah. I
Very
apologize for that. We had
Getting there.
players in not the right order. which unfortunately meant that I
All
had
right.
to go in, and then the bot did not decide to work with
443. We press and play.
us. We will press play in just a moment. Yeah. Here we go. Gonna drop us there, and we will push play on 3, 2, 1, go.
I pushed
Got
P.
it.
That's a hit song,
We'll
right?
add.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
25 now, so
if
I'm
there's
I'm
one
old.
thing I know about you, Summer, it's that you're pushing P. Side in the center lane. Could be in danger as Muffin Man's looking for the angle. He's not going to find it, though. Big control of the bot lane for TDK Blue. They're going to get this first dragon. They're going to get it easy.
Big roam.
Side danger.
Yeah, now Muffin Man getting in, hitting the pole, headbutt back towards the tower, and Invisijoy is just going to get that one. A little bit of assist there for Source Walker as well, as that will be Sry going down.
There's just nothing Will could do in this top lane matchup. That's really good rotation for the Alistar. I feel like it's so important for Alistar players to know when to roam and to go for plays like this. Really nice roam.
Yeah,
I'm sad we
mobility
did not
boost
get
definitely
that
helped
top.
with that. Oh, the top play? Yeah, I mean, it's,
I'm
it's all right.
sad.
They heard us pop off about it, though.
Yeah,
So,
that is true.
yeah.
You had to be there.
You did have to be there, unfortunately.
We're gatekeeping the first
We are
5 minutes of
gatekeeping.
our cast.
Very true. Very true. Well, if
Hey,
you maybe if you were a style caster, you would have seen that. Oh well.
Wow, yeah. That is an experience that only 13 people in the world will share.
Very true.
Oh, my
Those
goodness.
poor people. The first dragon of the game still up on Summoner's Rift. No real opportunity yet for either bot side to go for that play. Both junglers are going to be on the top side of the map, so the jungle dragon will stay up for a little bit here. You ever heard it called a jungle dragon? That might have been the first time. That might have been the first time.
Well,
I
back
personally
in the
have
day,
not
you had
called
to
it that.
specify because Mordekaiser used to be able to take
Oh,
that,
don't
so
remind me.
Then
Don't
it's
remind
not a
me.
jungle dragon. At that point, it's Mordekaiser's dragon. So, yeah, that was a thing, I think.
That's
I'm
Mordekaiser's
making it up to try to
dragon.
make you feel better.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate your efforts.
Well, you have activated the engage onto the dragon, as there will be a little bit of fighting between supports to get the wave in and roam over. This should be just an easy dragon pick up for Eclipsing Tides. So they're just going to take that one for free.
You sure
bad.
will here. This has got to be a weird build for Kai'Sa, right? I don't remember Cull being part of the move for Kai'Sa. It's also got a long sword in inventory, and that can't be right, right, Summer?
You know, I think you're right, actually. I think you're supposed to go for just full AP on Kai'Sa these days. So
Yeah, we do have a little bit of poking in the mid lane, and that is the Fate Sealed used by Invisijoyer, so that is going to be down for a little bit.
that's true. That's actually a pretty big part of the engage threat
Yeah.
from but Penumbral, Eclipsing Tides Penumbral. By the way, speaking of Eclipsing Tides Penumbral, did you know that Source Walker, he told me this story himself, Source Walker actually came up with the name for this team?
Oh my god, wait, we'll get back to that because it's Invisijoyer getting the 1v1 anyway. No ult needed. Another kill over to that Yone now. As top lane, we're getting the fight, the shield, and it's the life stealing first life to stay alive.
Invisijoyer!
Another fight in the mid lane. Invisijoyer trying to run for his life. There is the Alistar. The heal from the Alistar will keep Invisijoyer. The shield
No
from
way.
the Seraphim.
He's out!
As Yone will live and Maokai and Blitzcrank will die.
Holy cow! ETP get everything on Summoner's with 1,000 Eyes. What is happening?
That makes up for what we missed.
That was almost an ace right there. That's 8 minutes into the game. Oh, that's
What?
infuriating. With 2 different people living on 1 HP thanks to like Triumph and shielding and life steal as well, helping them stay alive through the
Wow.
ignite. Oh, that's brutal.
Really,
I
really
am
cool
in
play.
shock.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's a 3K gold difference now at 9 minutes into the game. 5 kills spread out across Summoner's Rift, bringing the total to 7 now for ETP. Really incredible stuff from them.
my story about Sourcewalker seems less important now that
No, I
he's
still
kind of
want to hear it.
smurfing on the Rift.
I need to hear it.
Oh, well,
Oh,
we'll get back to that in a
Will?
second, because there's the engage, as there is Muffin Man to follow up with it, and that's just another kill. 4-0 now on this Yone. Is topside.
Shenzi.
1 for 1 every single time. Top lane flash forward now, misses the axe as Shen's trying to stay alive through this, kiting it out. CC immune. Ragnarok not gonna work out, and that's just gonna get eaten up by the minions. It is both top laners on low HP.
Really close stuff there from Will. Really tight matchup. Was expecting more from Shen's, but it just hasn't been enough from him so far. Will is reading the matchup really, really well. I mean, tight margins for sure, but
Shen's is now
dicey.
probably in another death here, as there will be the
really
grapple
nicely done.
just disengaged there from Invisenjoyer, who walks away with another cool 300 gold in the pocket.
That is the counterplay for Akshan. You just walk right in his face, and he can't sweep away at that point. He gets blocked. So
he's
very
legally
nicely done
obligated to drop the grapple if you punch him in the face.
well, I guess for the laws of Summoner's Rift, yeah, it is a legal issue there. You can't have your lawyers coming after you at that point. You're cheating,
It's
breaking the
unfortunate.
game. Yep. Got some
very
pressure
cool
up top
stuff
side.
so far.
It feels like this Rift Herald that got picked up as well is going to be just another big nail in the coffin. I'm not really seeing an easy way for TDK Blue to get back into this one.
In Summer, I'll go ahead and say it. I'm thinking Stomp vibes. I'm getting Stomp vibes right now. I'm thinking Dancing Rift Herald. I don't know where you're at. It's in the cards for me. It's in the cards.
You think the first Rift Herald dances?
I don't know. It's still up. He's about to drop it here in a second. We'll see where it ends up going. Please drop it. Come on, dude.
Looks.
You just gonna leave it up?
It matches
got
his
it.
purple aesthetic. You see the little
Yeah.
ram thing he's got going
He's
on?
just pretty
It's
happy.
purple.
Yeah, they
His
do
hands
not
get a little
know-
more purple.
Unfortunately, ETP do not know that they are sitting on a ward right now, so
Yep.
they're
That's
going
a
to be...
good time.
Muffin Man and
Faded out.
Sourcewalker are actually proud chicken parents right now. They are hatching a little egg there. The egg being the ward of the enemy team.
Confused where
Nice
you're
hook.
going. Hook hit, and that will be a good chunk of damage, rather, onto the Udyr before this fight possibly happens. And Maokai is around to fight it, but meanwhile, top side, there's another fate sealed. Akshan just dies immediately.
Yeah, he's just deleted. No longer part of this world. That Rift Herald will not dance. It'll die at the turret. Sabers waifu
no.
misses the hook, but they push forward.
Big charm from Jost, who turns the fight around. No hook, no problem. Now they're going to move forward onto the Kaisa, who just does not have the damage here as Sourcewalker walks away. We do see Stry in the distance here, looking for something. A nice flash halve there from Bender, and that'll force the flash from the Kaisa. Does stay alive, but it is another summoner used defensively here for Team Death Knights.
Really close
Yeah,
thing
Bender.
on this play.
Out of mana there. Can't ult away. Has to use the flash. Pretty crucial, as everyone's actually out of mana because this lane has been going on for a very long time. Gonna be some pretty big item spikes coming out of this base, but unfortunately for TDK, they're still really not strong enough to contest anything. Even though they've got Eclipsing Tides on a weird base here, I don't think this Drake is going to be easy to come by, even with champions like the Maokai.
It is a little scary here. You have a 5-0 Yone just in the pocket, ready to go at a moment's
Right.
notice, and he does not have fate sealed, but I don't think he needs it at this point.
That's where I
So
keep,
much
That's
damage.
where I keep my Yone as well.
In
It's
the
my
pocket?
pocket. Yeah, that's where I
Right,
keep
yeah.
it in the pocket.
It's a good
Okay.
place. He just pops out, fate seal.
Very true.
I would
Difficult to play
like
for this one.
a Yone amiibo. I think that'd be fun. You know.
You're waiting for the Riot and Nintendo collab for
Yeah,
for
when-
Yone amiibo.
When
Yeah.
Wild Rift comes out on the Switch, they got to make League Champion amiibos. I think that'd be fun.
Very
put
nice
them-
stuff.
Put Yone in Smash. I've been saying
Yes.
this.
I agree with that.
Many
as well.
people
They
have
put
been
his
saying
brother in
this.
the other fighting game today, so I think it's only
True.
fair.
Yone has a brother? Huh. Cool.
That he
Anyway.
does.
Real caster Axeman 87.
Yeah.
Another big ult connects for Invisenjoyer. Size is just gone.
Yeah. Nice little knockaway there, and Zrai will stay alive, but the tower dive is still possible. You can see on the backside, ETP are ready to go, and the headbutt pulp gonna hit there. Doesn't matter, Maokai ult will not stop him mid-dash. Buffaman uses the Unbreakable Will to stay alive, tanking the tower, but the hook to just make it last a little bit longer, and it is Cypher Soul that gets that kill, so a 1-for-1 at the end of the day.
And Shen's tried to contribute by dropping the comeuppance. Unfortunately, the turret does a little more damage than him right now. So just shot the air there. I think he gets the cooldown back, so it's all good. First death in a while on the side of Eclipsing Tides is they're just having fun in this game at this point, going for some fun turret dives. And yeah, this game still feels pretty dunzo.
That was a scary grab there as Saber, unfortunately, does have to deal with the soul going back to the body.
I've seen closer games. Will back on the hunt. Could go for something here. But yeah, that's that safety we were talking about that the Akshan should have been able to use in this matchup. Was not quite able to use it as Will is just God-level Olaf play. Love to watch this guy watch Olaf. Every time we come out here on Friday nights for Style Esports, it's a good time for Will's Olaf.
True.
Yeah.
Will math for food also. Do you think that means that he's like a math tutor?
I think like no. I think what it is his name is Will Math, and he is in favor of food.
Yeah, he's for food.
Oh, gotcha. That's one of his like running platforms.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it means he can't afford food, and he'll do math.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
May not be able to afford life after this one. A nice charm to buy some time, but there is not enough damage to pull that one off, and that is going to be a kill going over to Sarai. Might be countered out here as they're looking topside for a little bit of something.
1,000 Dice, I've got a question for you.
Yep.
And this may be some political commentary. Who can afford life right now?
That is a good question.
True.
Everything's so
very
expensive.
based.
I believe Eclipsing Tides can, because they are getting money and they're looking for more as Cypher is going to go down and give them a little bit of extra pocket change.
Okay, trying to find a rocket grab here. I think Saber, his wife, is going to be a little sad here. This is the part of the game where we were talking about before, where it doesn't really feel good to hook anybody.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you just hooked him between two turrets. It did nothing.
The will truly is unbreakable by this cow.
And you truly cannot milk those.
There are other jokes to make about Alistar. You know that, right?
Mess with the bull and you get the you can't milk those.
You get the you can't milk those. Very cool stuff.
Joey's actually a Minotaur.
Yeah, that's true.
That is why you can't milk them.
I think
I got some downtime. I think I can tell my story about Sourcewalker now. So he told me this himself. He actually named the team Eclipsing Tides Penumbral because his favorite champion in the game is Evelyn, and Evelyn, you see, has a crush on Kayn, and Kayn was in the KDA boy band like equivalent, which is coming out in 2027. By the way, this is a bit of
very
leaks.
cool. Okay,
so Kayn signed Evelyn's copy of their CD with a pen, and Kayn's ultimate is called Umbral Trespass. Yes. So Evelyn, you know, they combined all of these things together in a sort of mind map moment, and that is how they came up with the word Penumbral, which otherwise does not exist.
Very cool. Sourcewalker is super crazy for that.
Yeah, I agree.
Shenzi might be in a little bit of trouble as there is the Ragnarok pop.
Yeah!
Will's gonna get that one. There's a lot of people to take him down, though, and that's a shutdown. That's a beefy shutdown, too. 350 extra gold going to the Jace.
Can't stop, won't stop. Will hunt Shens to the end of the earth. Rift Herald coming up now. It's going to be a short charge into this mid lane turret, and they're looking for the Nexus. This could be the final push of the game.
It's not the final push.
It's anybody's game.
Hook is going to hit onto the Alistar. Unbreakable Will. A nice knock up there. Headbutting Cypher Soul back into the other portion of the team. A nice charm with the fate sealed. Will seal the fate for TDK as they're going to lose another couple of members there. Saber, his wife, who trying to run back here as Sourcewalker may have gone a little deep. there is the backup, and they're just going to take the 2 kills and back away for the prize of this Mountain Dragon.
Yeah, you can see TDK was trying to set up for this objective too when they saw that Eclipsing Tides were trying to siege mid lane with the Rift Herald. They tried to get some footing there, and they did have a 1-for-1 earlier where they didn't have to deal with Wilmath.
He's still going.
Oh, that damages so much. Yeah, I mean, this proves the point that I was trying to make. The wallet diff is just huge right now. Eclipsing Tides still in a solid lead, taking that first turret for themselves in mid, and then also finding a second Drake.
Yeah, it's scary.
Some thick wallets.
Yeah, it's scary too because these are like a lot of stat checky kind of champions too, right? Like Olaf kind of, he either wins or he doesn't. The same thing with the Udyr. Yone kind of not as bad, but does have a similar thing of just like, if they get ahead, they just kind of beat you. And if they fall behind, they just kind of don't.
I'm more familiar with that second one personally on Yone, but Invis Enjoyer is doing a really good job so far. They're playing for Baron now, as we pass the 20-minute mark, looking to set up vision control around the top side of the map. This is super important for them because they don't have a good range advantage, right? They're at a range disadvantage. I want to make sure you have tracking on the enemy team where they're moving so you can maximize and be efficient about your pathing here.
Yeah, the poke that we mentioned before from Vendor and Strysai is really non-existent right now. With the lack of footing that we're seeing TDK go for, they're really not able to land anything at this point because the experience difference, the gold difference is just very, very large. The frontline members are not able to walk forward, so this vision's really hard to come by, and that means that your movement of these orbital cannons of the Kai'Sa W and the shock blasts from Jace are just really difficult to bring anywhere.
Yeah, they don't do too much, right? Really important for ETP at this stage to play around these channels and use those big channel-shaped ultimates to their advantage. We've seen them to use them to big effect already in jungle corridors. As long as they keep doing that, they'll stay well out in front of TDK Blue.
Oh, did you hear that? That was a bait ping right there.
That was a bait pig.
I know that one from solo queue.
Yeah, I do as well. 80
carry players.
I'm hoping that I don't have to do the thing I've had to do before, which is to tell the players not to spam the bait pig.
No, you know, it's fine. It's
yeah, it's fine. Doesn't mean anything
in League of Legends.
It doesn't mean anything to you, Axe, and I'm happy for you for that.
That's true. That's true. Few things have meaning to me in this game, but moving past that, still playing for Baron. TDK Blue, they're going to set her up around top side teleport. Once Stry said we'll keep him in the conversation. This Enjoyer will have to join him in the teleporting, though.
Still thinking about that Baron from before.
Ooh. Poke is going to hit. That is Unbreakable Will used, and that is a important cooldown for team fights, and that's kind of the thing that you're looking for TDK, right? You want to get those important cooldowns used before a major fight breaks out. Oh, good flash there. Vendor backing away as a Visitor, using the Fate Seal, not going to hit it, but doesn't need to as Vendor is going to go down, and that's a lot of the damage as Strysai is coming in, trying to turn things around, and this is not a bad fight here for TDK. They do get one, they lose two, but that's still better than they have been having in these fights.
Not entirely wrong.
I tell you, TDK Blue might not have known the Muffin Man going into this game, but they certainly do know the Muffin Man now. Holy cow. And I do mean cow.
He's a Minotaur.
Well, he's a cow.
Get down to 3,000 here as they're just going to clean that one up. Cypher can't even get close to it and may just... Okay, no. Soul Link, not long enough.
That's that Baron we mentioned 3 minutes ago. Very quick Baron all the same. Just had to get a couple of picks before. And one of those was that big poke member of the Kai'Sa who actually died for the first time in that last play. Vendor has been, you know, a bit of a KDA player up until this point. But...
KDA? Where?
Kai'Sa is known for being involved in KDA, so...
Yeah.
That's a good point.
It's important.
That sounds right.
Ever frosted, idiot. Sorry.
Yeah, get ever frosted nerd.
I need you to tone down the aggression a little bit, Summer.
Saber is waifu, really bringing the knowledge of the Muffin Man to the table here. He's fully downloaded the Alistar.
do not represent the opinions of Style Esports. They are not held liable to the words that I say on their stream.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if I can say that. They kind of are. I am on their channel.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Now,
Twitch is
this
going to
is
take that.
a little bit of a
Yeah.
funky fight here as Wilmath for food
Will,
immediately taken down
no!
very, very low. And that is the Q damage nerf doing a lot there. Charm is going to hit onto a couple,
Oh!
and that is going to be Shenzi going down immediately. Cypher Soul backing away, flashing over the wall, but the rest of the team is in trouble because there is not really a front line to help out here. Cypher will get chased down at least in a little bit, and that is 3 down for nothing, and another Dragon Soul Point going to ETP.
Yeah, speaking of 3 down, it will be the third Dragon going down here and bringing ETP up within striking distance of the Dragon Soul. Really solid playmaking stuff. We mentioned they had to play around jungle corridors, and they're doing exactly that so far, Thousand Eyes. Really good execution of this composition. But at this point, they're so far out in front. How could you play it wrong?
Bringing multiple waves of minions into the base now. What do you mean, Tessa? Tell me.
I'm not sure anymore. As now we're going to see Muffin Man get hooked in here. No Unbreakable Will, so the damage is strong. Vendor's trying to go in on that, and the Headbutt Pulve just to try and make something happen. But Jost is next on the menu and will go down. Takes the Blitzcrank with them. And that is a 1 for 2. And that is some gold going in favor of TDK finally.
Don't call it a comeback. Vendor's got the kills. Let's go.
Don't worry, Axe. I wasn't going to call it a comeback. This game is still over. Rest easy.
Have no fear. Oh, no. No, it's a good game. I think Vendor could do it. He just needs 3 pentakills back-to-back in the next 10 minutes.
That'd be fun. I'm down.
That would
I'm
be fun
down.
to cast, at least.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
down
know
to
if
cast?
Eclipsing Tides is down for giving
Then
3
probably
pentakills.
not. If I had
Maybe
to guess.
if they really want to limit test.
Oh, Saber getting a little stuck on the Nexus there.
Hey,
Very funny.
don't judge him for that. Okay?
Get
Just
off
wanted
that
to-
Nexus.
Sometimes,
there.
sometimes the Nexus just needs a little head pat. Okay, the Nexus doesn't get any love.
I would say
from
Blitz and
anyone,
Crank
you know?
are probably some of the more qualified to give that head pat compared to a
Yeah.
lot of other champions. So that is
Takes
that
one
is a
to
fair
know
point.
one. You know, you treat others how you want to be treated. How many other buzzword statements can we use here?
Please,
meow.
I need to finish this email. I need these buzzwords.
Please, Chat GPT. I ran out of my subscription.
Give
Do
me
you
the
need to
buzzwords.
subscribe to that? I've never
I
used it.
don't know.
You
I've
don't.
never
You
used
don't
it
need
either.
to. No.
Okay, well, bad joke.
They just take
The
your
premium. The premium subscription just gets you
Oh.
more words.
Oh, okay. See, okay, it
Yeah.
kind of worked then. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. It's all good.
We're grouping
Facts.
up in and around this top jungle area, which I'm not entirely certain why we're here, but I believe Muffin Man has found a reason to be here. As there is Shenzi getting knocked up, thrown around, will get very low, and that is Vendor
That's
actually getting the
one.
shutdown. That's a big one. Look at
That's
the other side, though. That is
two.
Wilmath for food running through. Vendor still alive, though, as the Action's going to pump out a little bit of damage. They take out the big ticket item in Invisenjoyer, but they're still going to lose out on this inhibitor.
The game will end here as ETP push for the Nexus. Awesome.
Will they?
Fantastic. Great work, everybody.
Guys, Eclipsing Tides, you didn't read the script, okay? You were supposed to.
Please
The end right
follow.
Guys,
there?
we
Can
need,
we-
like, we're
Please
already
follow the
behind
script.
schedule, guys.
And whose fault is that, Little Miss Pause button?
Your line was destroy
fair,
Nexus.
We did not lose any time on the game. We were still at the same point. Like, it was minimal time lost on that.
That's a good point.
I'll never recover from my time lost. No plays being made
That's
around the
actually
rift.
what Toys R Us said to me when they fired me as well.
Oh, good, nice.
I was going to the bathroom too many times per shift, and
I got you.
they-
I got you.
they could not recover from that time theft that I stole from them, and
That
thus
is why
they
they're out
went
of
under.
business.
Yep. I am the reason that Toys R Us doesn't
You
exist
literally killed
anymore.
that giraffe.
Yeah. Well, not the giraffe.
Whoa.
No, me and the giraffe.
Whoa!
I mean, I haven't seen the draft since. That's all
Summer
I'm saying.
canonically killed the Toys R Us draft. I love that.
Yep. You can see that in my Leaguepedia page. It says it right there.
In the fun facts,
In the
nice,
trivia
yeah.
section, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Killed Gregory.
Killed Gregory the giraffe. Very cool. Baron set
I
up
still
now,
have
under a
my,
minute to
my
the
shirt.
objective. That you actually worked at Toys R Us? What?
Yeah, I'm not.
No, that was a
kidding. I
real
wanna see my
story.
shirt.
I thought this was
knew
a
that
bit.
real
What?
story.
No, I
on.
have my.
Are you
Toys R Us
doing
shirts
bits,
right over there.
Axe?
Are we doing bits right now?
Whoa,
I don't know.
whoa!
We're doing bits on the
Lying?
timeline, I think.
That's a sin.
Yeah, there's no lying in the Bible. Oh, man. Dragging up now in under a minute. It will spawn here. I imagine ETP pick up both of these objectives and finally push to end the video game. We'll get into game 2 in just a little bit, folks. Don't touch that dial.
Please don't send us to a break. We need to finish the game first.
We'll be right back with more Sal Esports. From the Baron.
Baron is getting taken by ETP, as is their right, as they do own the map. The
All
Mountain
right,
Soul
we're about
also...
to see the Toys R Us Baron power play.
Woo! I don't
10
know if you can legally say
unskippable
that.
ads.
They have come back as a business. So
Here
I
comes the
don't-
blockbuster Drake Soul.
Oh, sick TP.
Oh,
Yeah,
gonna get
dude.
interrupted.
Oh, no.
Goodbye. And that's another
Disenjoyer.
shutdown. That's another big shutdown too. Like it was
That's
700 gold to Kaisa. It is now an extra 550 to the Jace here. So money is starting to flow a little bit.
That makes sense to me. Anyway, here's 10 unskippable ads.
Here's the teleport. We see Srysai, the other side of this Drake pit. Can he cause some ruckus?
Yeah. Not Kyle, it's going to be used, but the Dragon is already taken. That is the Mountain Soul.
Ooh.
Big charm there, but there's
Wow,
Bender coming in to
Bender!
clean up the Seraphine and now trying to
Oh,
take
no,
out
Bender!
this Olaf. Will be able to do so, and now
Whoa!
still alive, running back over to help the rest of the team. It is a one fight for TDK, as now Muffin Man in deep, trying to take out this Chase, will not succeed. It is a triple kill to Vendor. Don't call it a comeback.
I'm
Well,
still not doing that,
Yes.
Tessa.
Still not doing it, but it is at least something here. Maybe a light at the end of the tunnel. Something they could capitalize on in game 2. Bender is good at Kai'Sa. If we just get everybody else on a different champion, maybe we'll be okay.
So you asked for a triple pentakill. We didn't get the penta word in there, but it was a triple kill for Vendor. Up
we
to
got the
5 and 1 now.
Your
on
mic
Kai'Sa,
cut out.
4
Yeah,
items.
we gotta work on that between the break.
How many triples does he need to win? Like 7? I don't know the
yeah,
math
it would
on
be.
that.
It would be
Well,
7.
no, it'd be
6?
5.
No, it'd be
because
5.
That
My-
would be the
Can't
same
do math on
triple kills,
broadcast.
it'd be
Okay, 5
15.
triples.
Yeah.
We can do
Gotcha.
basic multiplication, right?
So
Adult
6
friends.
6 triples. 6 triples for sure. Just to be sure. Okay, cool. Awesome. So that's 1 triple. 5 more. And then TDK Blue can win the game. And I think maybe that they could do it. Vendor pretty solid so far. He's got 4 items on the AP Kai'Sa build.
The
death cap
Rabadons.
coming through. Yeah, big
gotta bring
spike
that
for
up.
death cap.
was
I'm not gonna
surprised
lie,
to see
right
that
there. When Muffin Man walked by that blue buff there, the voices would have won for me. I would have stolen that from my Seraphine. I would have taken it.
Oh, not the
I'm not ashamed to
voices.
say that.
one.
No,
It's
you
imp-
shouldn't be. You're correct.
You mentioned the Seraphine, and I think it is important to note here, this is free W City for the Seraphine now, because you do just have the Mountain Soul just ready to go,
Oh.
and you do just get free
Does it
heals
work like
every time.
that?
Yes, it does.
Oh,
I have
that's
played
broken.
enough Seraphine to know that that does work that way.
The best possible timeline for Jost.
That is
Yeah.
pretty broken.
That is broken.
There
It
is a Serpent's
very-
Fang, so that'll help, maybe, right?
I
Serpent's Fang,
really want to
yes,
see
the-
it. I want to see Jost use this. Oh, no, I used it with the double. But regardless, I hope we will see it
Lots of
regard-
healing to come.
Yeah.
The minions being
Inhibitors.
pushed in. There's no Baron buff anymore, so it's
Kai'Sa
going to be a little
champion.
tougher to actually siege this. Again, blue team has 1 total ranged champion.
Yep.
It is true.
Red team
And it
has
is
like
not
4
a
or
tower
5.
taking champion
something.
either. So
Kai'Sa's got a blight jewel now. That's pretty cool. Good for cutting through the front line.
Yeah, it's pretty essential actually with the Mountain Soul and everything.
Ooh,
the poke
that one
is-
hit
It's
Jost.
coming
Yeah.
in, yeah. You're getting some of it down. Look at this. You can almost start to feel it. Oh, and there's
Alistar did heal.
there's the team-wide
Gone.
full
He
heal.
is fully gone. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, all right.
The poke comp is not good. Hey, that one
Yet.
hit Jost again.
Yeah,
It's not good
there is more game to
yet.
play,
Well, there's some game
We're
to play.
34
I
minutes
think.
in, you know.
which is
we're-
more.
maybe looking at an Elder Drake, at which point you're dealing true damage, and that does go through the mountain resistances. So
Very cool.
Yeah, we're just
Yone's
gonna
up on the side lane right now, and nobody can really match that guy. You need to send multiple people, at which point you might get run over like this.
Yep, Will Math for food now using the ghost going in. Vendor trying to help out here as Cypher Soul is down to half health, but that Olaf also taking a lot of damage. Big charm across the members there, as that will be Vendor going down, the big ticket player, as Sry running in, not able to make it happen. And that is 4 down. It is just Saber, his waifu, alive. And I think the Nexus towers are finally going to be going down.
Big hook!
Massive hook. This will be the final push on to the Nexus. ETP victorious in game 1. And finally, somebody takes down TDK on artillery. I didn't think it was possible, but they made it look easy.
And if you listened to Axeman earlier and he went on that 5-minute break, welcome back. The game is over. We've got the first one going over to ETP. And again, this is a best of 2. So we got one more game after this.
I do apologize for the scores not being correct. The
I
bot
don't.
does not like to. Well, you can do that. That's free. that's free for you to do. The bot does not like to work with me sometimes, and I swap it, and the scores do not swap with it. So I apologize on that. But regardless, a really solid looking game here from ETP.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think this was a marked banner game for them here. And I think going into the second game, TDK will have quite a bit to make up for in ground.
Even the Maokai champion cannot do miracles. And maybe, you know what? Maybe the nerfs were a little too much, because we didn't actually see that much out of Cypher Soul in this game. Didn't find the engages the zone threat that we're used to seeing from this champion. And I think a lot of that just was because the early game was so difficult for all of TDK, as just kind of got run over by these melee champions, which can happen to you.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate, but we'll see how things are going to change up, because we are going to go to a quick break, give teams time to figure out their draft strategies, what they want to do. And we'll see if we're going to get the comeback here by TDK, or if we're going to see ET close out a 2-0 strong here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Now,
And welcome back, everybody. We are getting into our second game of the night. Eclipsing Tides looking great in game 1. We'll see if things change up here in the draft here as we do get to game 2. TDK have taken blue side for this one.
Yeah, actually, for TDK's side, I have the story of how they came up with their team name too. Would you like it?
Yes.
You know what? Sure.
Please.
All right. So this is absolutely true, by the way. So Vendor actually told me that Team Death Knights, that's already an organization, right? They've already got some teams, but they were trying to decide what team name this specific one should have because they have multiple.
Mm-hmm.
And while they were thinking, they could not come up with anything for the life of them, but Vendor himself got up from his chair and was like, "Sorry guys, I've been a little under the weather. I need to blow my nose." And then he went to go do that. Went to go find a tissue, and then someone else was like, "Oh, we thought of a really perfect name," but Vendor actually just left. He went to go. He just blew his nose, and then they're like, "Wait a second, blue."
Did you say blue?
That's how they did it. It was all because of Vendor's head cold, and that is how the name came to be. So.
Geisa is the first pick of the draft here.
Vendor gets it again.
TDK get that one, and it is going to just be the run back here. Seraphine has been taken away, but still the Udyr Yone getting picked up by Eclipsing Tides.
Can we talk about how absurd the red side Aatrox ban is? That's so weird, right? Am I wrong there?
That champ's really broken, actually.
I mean, it's busted. Yeah. I just don't know why you've been on red side. I feel like you just picked that one. But I guess Will is still jonesing for some Olaf, which certainly makes sense to me. I mean, he's got a good Olaf, so.
Well, I'm gonna run some numbers here, X, because
do the numbers.
Do the red side. If you don't ban on a red side and you want to pick the champion, then blue side actually gets the pick first, and they might just pick Aatrox.
Yeah, but then you counterpick, right? Then don't you just counterpick? Don't you counterpick?
But Aatrox is too good, so you can't counterpick it.
Oh, you do get the Kaisa in that instance, though.
Yeah, you do get the Kaisa in that instance.
Yeah, but you want Aatrox. So.
I mean,
I don't think they wanted Jace.
He's got a really big sword.
Definitely didn't want the Jace pick coming through here. But that's okay. We got the Nico lock in as well, so some strong champions. Hopefully we can get a better jungler
more like
going.
A Jace top than the last one. Seems like the Nico more likely to go mid, right? Maybe something like, well, you know what? Attack speed Nico and Akshan are kind of the same champion at the end of the day. So maybe I'm getting ahead of myself.
You could, funnily enough, also just disguise yourself as a melee minion and do a lot of damage and confuse the hell out of them.
Oh. Unless they can count to 4.
That is.
I know I can't.
I mean,
I can't do that. So
we are talking about League of Legends players.
True.
Well, if it's a Jhin player, then that's kind of all they can do.
Yeah, no, because you've practiced at that point.
Yeah.
Basically,
they
what
really
we're
like
saying
the number
is
4.
ETP have to lock in Jhin here, or they do lose the game.
Yeah. Unironically, they do need another range champion. This is another situation where Eclipsing Tides has only melees, and Seraphine is actually banned this time, so they have to get a little more creative. Ziggs, still one of the best champions in the entire game, can pick that.
Could go for some Ziggs action. I think with the Ornn, you probably just go Jinx, though. That's what I'm picking anyway.
Oh.
The Ornn Jinx combo is too strong. This might be the Xayah lock-in for ETP. Lots of really good hyper carries to compare with that Ornn.
You think Ornn would ever be an arcane?
No, I don't think so.
I think we're waiting for another region before we get to Ornn.
Smaller
There's
scale.
the Ziggs you talked about, though, Summer.
Yeah, pretty good champion.
Good stuff, Summer. Or
very.
Snacks.
Thank you. Either one of those works actually.
Gotcha.
Or Smur.
Sorry, Smur.
Well, that actually is pronounced summer. Believe it or not.
We said the only thing
You guys
we
can finish the cast.
say. We have the backup caster. Guess I'm on
Fun
play
fact,
by play.
everybody. Tessa on Discord actually spells out the whole word 1,000 in the display name, but on the stream it's the numbers 1000.
It needs to fit. We have 3 people today.
Yeah, It's true because Summer, I actually also do that. Like on League Client, it's Axeman and then spelled out 87.
I'm looking at you in League
But on
Client
Discord,
right now.
it's
not...
just the digits 87. So
Well,
I'm also
yeah,
the same
I mean,
way.
you do. I think in Discord, it's ill-advised to put your entire full government name there.
Yes.
And first name Axeman, middle name 80, last name 7
Last name
is your
7.
government name. So
It is true. Yeah, yeah.
I think that's against Discord TOS or something.
It could be. It could be. All those new guidelines are out, though. Braum locked in. Will be Nico mid Jace top. And it's Senna Ziggs bot lane.
Yeah, it's looking like it. I mean, this is a very similar setup for both teams, actually. TDK is going for 3 of the same champions that they had in the last game. And Eclipsing Tides is kind of doing the same thing, although this time they've doubled the range champions that they had in the last one.
Yeah,
so,
I almost feel like this is maybe even a slightly stronger, at least in terms of damage composition from Eclipsing Tides. Is yeah, they don't have the Seraphine for the heals, but I feel like the Senna Ziggs is just going to hit you from so far away that it does not really matter that much.
I also like to say, since you mentioned damage, ETP also has a top laner who's worth the damage. I don't think Jace top is very good. I think that's going to be a pretty rough matchup for them.
You know, it's trading in the Ornn, the Olaf for an Ornn, so significantly decreased damage up top. As you're pointing out before, there's damage shifts now with the Senna, so you have more of it in the ranged variety. I'm a bit concerned that you have fewer members to soak up all the damage in the front, though Ornn, Udyr, and Yone are still pretty good at that, and you still have some healing. So I don't know. It's a different font of the same sentence.
So different spice
both these teams are
thrown into the dish.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
What's your favorite spice?
Mine? Human.
I think mine's just pepper. I like pepper.
Nice.
Good. Pepper's a good one.
It's a basic answer, but you know, it's just delicious. I cannot deny.
It's basic for a reason.
True. Yeah, that's a good point. That is a great point.
True.
Just like vanilla
Excellent
ice cream.
point.
Who doesn't like vanilla ice cream?
Probably lactose intolerant people.
No, you see, that's where you're wrong. Lactose intolerant people love dairy. They love it way too much. That's how they find out they're lactose intolerant.
I gotcha.
That's
Because
true.
they
You would not know you were
really like
lactose
cheese.
intolerant if you hated dairy.
Yeah, you eat so much cheese and you're like, oh my god, I feel like death. You know what I mean? Like, and they even yearned for it more than us, like, healthy people. Where we can actually go out and eat a pizza. They're like, oh my god, I just want to take one bite of the pizza, but it's gonna ruin me for the rest of the night. See,
Give me the pizza.
They're like having dairy withdrawals. So you could not be further from the truth. Now, people who have peanut allergies don't like peanuts because that like kills them.
Can
It does kill
confirm.
us, yeah.
I do have a nut allergy. Can't confirm on that one. Are we going to talk about TDK's comp at all, or are we?
No, we're
did
not.
a
I
little
also
bit.
have a nut allergy. It's actually it's lethal too. It'll kill me. It's super extreme, so I have to carry an EpiPen with me everywhere I go. The last time I had an allergic reaction, I'm glad you asked. I was in Moab, Utah, where the big arches are, big stone arches, and I ate some mole, which is a Mexican dish, not knowing that it had nuts in it. So
I see.
I had to go to the hospital. It cost $3,000.
Do you yearn for nuts
No, I yearn for the mine.
like Scrat in Ice Age?
So
no.
here's a fun thing. I'm only allergic to what I know is cashews. Pistachios are in the same nut family, but I've never had them because I did not try them after I realized
We
I was
got to
late.
get Thousand Eyes
I-
and pistachios.
Yeah.
We really
We gotta
don't.
get we gotta get Thousand Eyes some maybe lethal nuts.
But
Somebody
the thing
get
is,
in here.
I liked cashews before I was allergic to them, so I do actually yearn for cashews.
See,
It
this
is
is what I'm talking
I
about.
had to be very careful how I worded that one.
She yearns for nut.
That's what I was
True.
trying to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
You
See,
know?
this is like
Thousand
Scrat
Eyes.
from Ice Age.
if there's one thing I know about Thousand Eyes, is she's just like Scrat from Ice Age.
Yeah, exactly.
This Jace
I'm
top is
scared
going to
for
have a
this
really
going.
tough time dealing damage to the back line with the front line. He's got cut through. I think this composition has the same issues that they had the last game, and I don't know if they solved their issues in draft.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't think really Braum is doing them any favors either. From before, they at least had some pick threat. Now you just kind of have a guy in the front who's got a big old mustache, and
I mean,
throw up a wall maybe.
he does.
At least he's good into Ornn.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He does stop the Ornn wall. Does not really do a whole lot for Senna, but does also stop a little bit of Ziggs as well. So there's at least something there. But yeah, no, I see your point. It definitely feels very similar. Now there is the play of Nico just existing in the game, because what would make a Yone happier than 2 cannon minions in a wave?
I think that's a
more crit percentage. I think would make him happy.
Well, you kill the 2 cannons and you get the extra crit.
Oh,
well, yeah.
True.
If you kill
That's
both
true.
cannon minions, then you're killing a cannon minion and Nico, and that's really good because that's
That
like
is really good. Yeah.
390 gold
That is true.
instead of 180.
It's a very expensive cannon.
Some quick math
Very
right there.
true.
Something that
Nice
I'm
math.
so proud of you.
Summer.
It
something
does
that
depend
Axe
on
also
the
proved that he
game.
could do with square root of 36. So that was very good.
I did that.
Now we got to
too.
ask you a math question after a quick break, Tessa.
Yeah, we'll send it to a quick break as we are going to just get ready for game number 2 of the night. Our final game of the night. Do not go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back just after this. And welcome back, everybody. We're into game number 2 of the night here. Teams have swapped sides. TDK on the blue. You see Eclipsing Tides on the red, looking to close out the 2-0 strong.
Well, it's going to be pretty easy if Jace doesn't connect to the game. There he is. All right, we're good. We are ready.
If we had a remake after all of this, I might have cried on air.
Oh no, not crying on air, but it's the final battle of the best of 2. Cypher Soul, Source Walker, head to head. Who will win? So excitement.
Source Walker already picking up that first one. Also, let's address the grammar here, because this was clearly
So
influenced
classic.
by that viral Euro pop. Yeah, that's the one.
I didn't think you were gonna call me out.
People-
I thought I got under the radar. Oh man!
You know what? I was gonna take any vessel to talk about that song, and
Absolutely.
you just had to stumble into it. But "Women Are My Favorite Guy" may be the best lyric of all time.
Yeah, this is more of a danger and dance situation, but "Women Are My Favorite Guy" is definitely the best line.
Yeah, it's too good. We're into this game. We got some big scalers on the red team here. Eclipsing Tides, Penumbral.
Nice little bit
Already
of trade.
Yeah, showing like Ornn is an early game champion. It looks like.
Yeah, it is going to be a little unfortunate here, as we are going to see how well this Ornn can hold up here against the onslaught of the damage. That is kind of the big tipping point here, this top side. If Ornn can survive, Jace does become very much not a champion.
We actually have a sideline report with jungle expert and leash expert Maddie Shapeshift, who says that Nico leashing the blue buff for Cypher Soul is quote-unquote a bit interesting. And I must agree. First of all, this is a substitution being made in the mid lane, which we didn't mention before, but TDK Blue does have Vision of Empire in mid now. Secondly, yeah, it is rather unorthodox that a mid laner leashes the jungle. So I really wonder what the idea is behind that.
Had to get the blue buff disguise.
Oh, it could be that actually.
Could possibly be that. Thank you, Aegis, for the raid here. We are in game 2 of the night here with TDK and ETP going at it. ETP up 1-0, running a very similar composite. Both teams actually running a very similar composition. And we're trying to see exactly how things are going to shake out.
Once again, Muffin Man just fully downloaded. It really is starting to seem like both Vendor and Saber, his waifu, know the Muffin Man.
I know the Muffin Man to be an Alistar player, so a very different style here coming out.
It's true, and you can't milk those.
Which is important.
I don't think we can.
For Muffins.
I don't think we can make that joke anymore. And that he's playing Senna. I don't think that works quite as well. So, I mentioned before the infinite scaling of this champion. What feels like infinite scaling as well in the top lane too. This is a really strong late game comp.
Ooh, Q does not hit. Now Saber actually getting knocked under the tower. Guardian will proc, but a stun onto Muffin Man, who has to use the heal for survival. Vendor now backing away, taking some bombs in the back, and a nice little Senna W, but nothing going to come of that one. Both bot lanes running a little bit low on HP.
Cypher Soul was kind of there in spirit. The trades really came flying in. Lots of summoner spells.
Whoa, Saber going in. Vendor going in as well. And just going to go right onto the Senna, who does not go down immediately. And it is going to be a trade. Ziggs gets the kill. And it is Braum that actually gets the kill onto Muffin Man. So that is a favorable trade here for ETP.
I don't know much about League of Legends, ladies, but I do know Saber's waifu is going to kill the Muffin Man. It is just destined at this point. Oh my goodness, topside Shen's losing another matchup.
We're going in on this one. Shen very, very much playing with fire. Minbiz and Joy are also not having as much of a fun time in this mid lane here as the Nico is controlling things.
Uh-oh. What would you do if a level 4 Maokai walked into your lane while you were at 300 HP?
Jump him down.
I'd stick around and push another wave.
Yeah.
That's what Will Math for Food just did, too.
He is, in fact, for food. That is his platform, and he is going to continue trying to get as much gold, making the enemy feed, in fact.
Caster
I like
interview
it.
time. Tessa, what's your favorite food?
Curry.
Curry?
Nice.
Oh, yeah. That follows last time. The last
Like
question,
Stefan.
she said cumin, so.
Yeah, that is actually
Yeah,
very
that makes
accurate.
sense. I was just kind of on an Indian food kick, I guess.
I mean, yeah, Indian, like Asian in general, kind of all fits around
Okay.
in that.
You can fit a lot of stuff in curry.
It is true.
Get it?
I don't get it.
Like the Golden
don't
State
get it,
Warriors
I-
player.
Yeah, I don't get
Uh,
it, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
I
a
guess.
basketball joke.
Yeah, it's a basketball joke.
Me and
You know who
Axeman,
Stephen
very
Curry
famed
is.
basketball watchers. 'Cause you know what else is famed? The first dragon being picked up by ETP. They're going to start this one up. Saber's wife, who's around to watch it happen, waiting for the jungler assistance. Could be getting a 3v3 here. Is Nico also coming around? Kaisa maybe moving up as well. Dragon is currently at about 3rd HP. Saber, very in there
He's
now.
playing with
Invisijoyer.
fire.
Saber is just very far forward. The team is not around to help. A nice knock up onto Invisijoyer will take the Yone out of the fight, but Cypher's going to go more than out of the fight. If he sticks around for much longer, will flash out for safety, as the Dragon looks like it's going to get taken by ETP at the end of the day.
Muffin Man, he's hunting.
Uh-oh.
He
uh-oh.
wants that
That's it.
kill. I think
W
he's got it
not
here.
going to hit. Cypher continuing to
What?
move around. Where did that heal come from?
Okay, I have a theory as for where that heal just came from. Muffin Man's super dead.
Muffin Man, yeah. Muffin Man's super
I'm
dead.
pretty sure what just happened
It's the assist on
was
Dragon.
Cypher Soul, got the assist on the dragon, and the jungle pet healed him because
There's
it
no
counted
shot.
for a snack. For
There's,
the
Think
jungle
so?
pet.
oh my god, you're right. Is
I'm
Ornal
pretty sure that
gonna
counted.
be used now onto the Jace. Grasp doing a little bit of extra damage as well. Is gonna go back to the bot
Joss!
side here. Joss now
Oh!
running back, a shutdown, going over to Vendor, who is very happy with that one. And we're gonna look to see if that Kaisa can scale a little bit earlier than last game.
The damage goes so hard down bot side for that Zinx, but it's not enough. Now Invisijoyer looking for the play, but Shen's still low up top side. Will, he wants more. He doesn't have the engage. He does have flash.
Source Walker walking over,
Oh,
trying to find the source of some
no!
income. Now having to back away as here comes the Senna to follow up. A nice Kaisa ult for the extra damage, or sorry, the extra shield to get away from the
Ooh.
damage, but it's not enough as the shutdown's going to go over to this Senna.
We go now to the
Solo
replay
kill
of
up
the play
top,
up
too.
top side. Yeah,
Yeah.
Will gonna get that kill down. Really nice stuff from him up there. We mentioned going into this game that the Jace might not have that level of success that it needs to get started, and we were exactly correct about that. Ornn is absolutely dominating this top lane.
Yeah, I believe it was Axe who said that Jace top lane sucks, and I hate everyone who picked it. You
Very
should go
true.
back and
Personally,
Very
find
true.
that clip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on a personal level, and I
If-
do. I
Mhm.
stand by that.
If you are coming in from Aegis, you really should go back and clip that. We do need that for legal purposes. As we are going to see lanes just starting to reset a little bit here as Rift Herald may be the next objective. Invisijoyer, now granted, things are not as dire as they were in game one at this point, right? Things were already starting to get a little bit out of hand towards ETP. And right now we're seeing the Nico actually start to come out a little bit ahead in this mid lane here, as bot lane also doing all right. Top lane still not doing great as Invisijoyer is going to move around. Fate Sealed is flashed, but Shen Z does not have a way out. He'll be taking a couple of Z's while he waits for the death timer.
And another
Tessa,
kill
do
on
you
the
take a
Jace is
nap when
tough.
you die in League?
Sometimes. The long
Wow.
death timers sometimes.
That's
I-
a good point.
How did he... Oh, no, wait, no, that was the clone.
That's the clone.
Y'all stay
Tessa
sleeping.
just got duped by Nico W.
Get wrecked. 1,000 eyes. All of 1,000
I forgot
of
it
your
can
eyes
back
were
now.
closed.
I forgot it can back now.
Get wrecked. Invisijoyer wants to play, but not that bad.
Another
Saber
turret
really
plate up
wants
top
something
here.
here.
For Will.
I don't feel like Braum has the same kind of engage potential that the All-Star had. This is kind of a weird roam
No.
for him.
It's really hard to make anything happen on the roams as this champion, especially when you're not level 6. You're kind of
Yeah.
waiting for level 6 on this champion, and then
Ooh.
maybe you go and glacial fissure somebody, but if you're just like flash queuing them, then they can usually just walk away.
Rift Arrow going to be used on this bot side, and this tower is going to be going down. You have the Ziggs. Did not use the satchel charge, but got the tower regardless.
Needs it.
Honestly, save it for a rainy day. As
Yeah.
TP is starting to come in. Muffin Man having to run away. There is the satchel charge being used to just get the disengage here. Is now Maokai Root gonna pull a lot of people in. Saber's waifu was low. Cypher Soul also low, as it is looking like ETP are starting to win this one. A nice Ornn ult as there is Shen Zi going in. Gonna be going down again as Kaisa going down under the tower. Will get the kill onto the Senna, but it is a triple kill going over to this Ornn as Invis Enjoyer under the tower, barely staying alive. Source Walker still running down this Braum, who will go over the wall. A nice Q slow to try and keep the movement going, and Saber will stay alive.
Beautiful
I got
play.
a triple kill for Ornn.
Yeah, another triple kill for Ornn.
As if
If
things
you're
could not
going,
get worse.
if you took bets on the over under 4 kills for the Ornn, you might have made a lot of money on the over here. He's coming through. 4 kills so far, just 11 minutes, sure to increase his kill count to the back half of the game.
Yeah, you gotta imagine. Drake coming up to 20 seconds away. Still have the Yone ultimate because Invis Enjoyer was actually stuck in a 1v1 in mid lane. Didn't actually die. It was pretty close. We saw the highlights to that one.
Ooh, Fate Sealed
Save it
now
for
hitting
this.
Vision of Empire, trying to get back away and will survive there, but just barely, and Flash used as well in the process just before this dragon comes up. There is no TP on Vision of Empire, so this Nico cannot help for this.
Start this one up. It is still a Maokai on the side of TDK like we saw in the last game, though this is far from the tankiest member of the team and really can't actually make a play happen, especially without the ultimate. So I will just be backing away, cowering in fear. 2 Drakes now for Eclipsing Ties Penumbral, and I think again we're at the point where it's starting to feel like this is going to be a 2-0.
We'll see. As Vision of Empire moving forward here, Root's not hitting, and we're going to see a little bit of a just trade of minions here in this mid lane. Muffin Man taking a lot of damage. The Kaisa poke is hitting a little bit harder, and this time we're also not getting that AP Kaisa. So W's will not hit as hard later, but we do have the Kraken Slayer, which is very important against this Udyr and the Ornn.
Speaking of Ornn.
Yeah, gonna just
Nice
go
little
in
play.
on here. Grasp, gonna do a little bit of damage. Will Math for Food still running it down.
Oh!
Flash with the grab there. Will pick up the kill.
There's that 5th kill.
Over under looking really good now for the over.
Yeah.
Saber's waifu gonna fall to half health here, trying desperately for this cannon, and does not get it. Still loses about 3/4 of the HP bar in the process.
Is sad times for Relic Shield enjoyers. Turret plates are about to fall. This is quite a few of them already taken by Eclipsing Tides. See if they can get any more. This is, let me do some quick maths here.
Oh,
11.
yeah?
They've got 11 of them so far. I think that's where they will stop. Maybe top lane they get the last one. Oh, that's 12.
Wow. All 12 plates.
plates.
Really incredible stuff. From
That's how many
ETP
Jesus
so
needed
far.
for the Last Supper.
Very true. I do remember that about the Last Supper.
Were you there for it?
Oh yeah, Dragon up
Yeah, it
is
was
just.
weird. They all sat on the same side of the table.
Is Dragon up 3 minutes? Sorry, timers are weird.
Timers are a little bit weird.
I mean, the first rule about having dinner with the boys is no eye contact.
Right.
Well, that's why you usually sit at a bar, but I don't think they invented bars back then in 0 BC. So,
You'd be surprised Jesus could put some away.
well, okay, but yeah, that's like the place that you went and got the
He
wine.
could knock
but-
them down.
Yeah, but I don't think it was called a bar back then. I think it was called I don't know, the Sin Zone or something.
The
cool.
Sin
The
Zone.
Sins. That's a good
Sin
name for a
Zone
bar.
is my favorite bar. Saber's
I think so
waifu.
too. Actually, I'm
Yeah.
stealing that.
So it might have
want
been a
the
bar, we
time.
just didn't know. We're gonna get the
Whoa,
engage
what?
here. Fate sealed onto I'm Biz
Oh,
Enjoyer, who
my.
does take it out with the help of the Senna there. And that's gonna be the Jace going down again. This Jace not worth a lot of money And that is 2 ultimates used in the process for that.
Are you calling the Jace worthless? Because that makes 2 of us. Woo! Let's go. It is not big fun. The Senna ultimate coming through here to support the Yone up in the top side.
Did you know that, Tessa? That was Nico.
I didn't get it.
That was Nico.
Yeah. It was just the back animation, all right?
Did you know that was Nico?
Yeah. All right, which one of them is Nico? Which one?
Which one of them is Nico?
It is the one that is ulting right now, which is going to go in and hit the knockup really big there. As Senna having to back away, healing rather, as the damage is just too much. They can't get through the front line, and that is Vision of Empire and Cypher Soul going down immediately. A lost fight that they engaged on for TDK.
Invis Enjoyer takes no heed in these petty squabbles. He is much more interested in securing himself the Rift Herald for his team, which he does by his lonesome there. Everyone else on the team participating in the combat. And yeah, this game, again, is feeling a bit outmatched. And as you said before... Oh,
would you say it's so Jover? Would you say it's so Jover? It is so Jover, I think.
I'm losing
It is so Jover. I'm losing Jope.
I've not heard that one before.
I
don't know if I want to hear it again.
You don't like Jope?
You don't like Jope? Something wrong with Jope there, Thousand Eyes?
Tessa has lost a Jope in the joke.
Jopeless, really.
Yeah. It's Jopeless.
It's Jopeless. They're going to secure Dragon here. This will be their 3rd Dragon of the game. I don't really think there's room for a contest. We might see Cypher Soul ult. I don't know. He doesn't have ult, so
doesn't have it.
Really, just super difficult.
If he did do that, I would question
Blue.
a lot of things of this game.
This is the 2nd time we've alleged hacker to one of the players.
Yeah, right.
It's important to question, you know.
I don't know if it is. I don't know if it is.
Isn't hacking League of Legends like really difficult?
I mean, hey, who knows?
Not
me.
Not me either. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know if it's really difficult. I have no clue.
I'm hacking for Bronze 1. Yeah.
The hack in question is just photoshopping a different rank onto your profile and screenshotting it.
It's a little bit off center.
You know, when I hack League of Legends, I just Photoshop things, man. Holy cow! And you can't milk those. Take you down the dragon now.
The first thought of my brain was just new Rise Photoshop hack, like.
Yeah.
Just one of those videos. Gone in is
Photoshop.
Still waiting on this dragon. We do have the Maokai ultimate cooldown up for the dragon now.
Bit of a misplay from ETP, I think. I think they don't have to play this slowly.
Well, they're playing the side lane as well, so it is a bit of a split map. I agree with you, though. This is a little clumsy.
Ooh,
Wilmot's actually getting pretty low.
Yeah, just pushing back here as now we're getting a little bit of fight on that mid lane. TPs are being used as the Maokai ult will stall it out just a little bit. Fate Sealed now going on to the Braum there. Nice Senna ultimate across the team, but not going to pick up any kills. And Visager going on to Cypher Soul, who will probably die, will not. And it's actually the Yone that goes down thanks to the Ignite from Vision of Empire. So it is 1-0 in favor of TDK, but it is a lot of low health bars for TDK, so I don't know if they can fight this dragon.
Still Ornn ult too. This is really tricky to actually contest still. Use all the ultimates apart from the Nico one. Maybe this Nico ult could be big. That one's not Nico, Tessa.
I got that one. That's why I was not building up for the fight just yet. I am capable of doing my job.
That one's Nico.
There is the Nico ult, which is going to get flashed away, set up over the wall now, trying to do something here as they're just going to watch. Saber's waifu does go down here as Ornn is doing enough damage. Senzi not doing so and will be going down. Double kill going over to the Udyr as Sourcewalker now. A nice Kaisa ult over the walls. Vendor's trying to kite this one out as much as possible. Sourcewalker in a little bit of trouble and will back away. Muffin Man gonna see this Maokai, realize how not tanky the Maokai is as Vendor walking in and will take Senna out immediately. Jaws now no mana, and here comes Vision of Empire. They want to still fight this. Dragon's still half HP, but they're gonna back away from it, and it is gonna be the Dragon sole point to ETP.
Hold on. No smite used, all right? I got a little scared there
Confidence.
for a second. Vendor has a long-range spell, but it's not AP Kaisa. So
That would've been
not-
great.
You gotta
not
be
saying
confident. You gotta be confident.
True.
100%
I'm
there.
confident that Eclipsing Tides Penumbral are going to 2-0 today.
I'm confident that this Jace will die 10 times this game.
Ooh. All right.
That is my solemn vow to you.
I feel like that'd be a pretty long game then.
Yeah, this champ is unpickable.
Do not see it succeed a lot. I will say that much.
Yep. Yep. Don't pick it in the Sal Esports League. It is 100% cursed in the league. I know it's fun in pro. It's not fun here. Don't pick it.
All right. A strong anti-endorsement for Jace.
I mean, he's bad in
that's-
Arcane, too. Like, you've all watched
Yeah.
Arcane, right? Like, Jace is not a good guy.
To be fair, a lot of people are bad in Arcane.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Jace killed a child.
Jace did kill
a
some
child.
kids. I don't even think
Silco
Jinx
didn't
did
go
that.
low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the bad guys actually did that, so.
Did Jinx not kill like a lot of
Jinx-
people at the end of Arcane? Spoilers. I
No,
guess.
Killed-
our blue hair queen? No, she would never kill kids. What do you mean?
Jinx
Not
killed
kids.
a lot of people in Arcane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they're people. You can kill people. I don't currently kill people.
Kids aren't people. Is that the takeaway? Here?
Just don't kill kids. It's bad. It's evil. This isn't a weird take. Y'all are treating it like a weird take. It's not that
No,
weird.
it's not that weird.
Yeah,
No, it's not
that
weird. I'm just clarifying. I'm asking clarifying questions here.
Okay.
In a way, kids aren't people quite yet. you
Yeah,
know?
I mean, most
Legally,
laws
they're
will tell you
pre-people.
they're not legally people.
Yeah, exactly. They can't vote.
They can't vote or anything. Yeah.
Can't do anything. Yeah.
Well, you're a kid.
Can't rent
You
a
can't
car.
vote. Get out of here.
I'm really
Kid.
flexing that rent a car one now. As of 1 day ago, I can legally do that. So.
Let's go.
Yeah, get back to me when it's 5 years summer.
Smacks, you got to rent a car. What car are you gonna rent?
You know what? This is the wrong broadcast to be talking about that. It's sponsored on the NACL one, not here.
Very
They're not
true.
paying me
very
enough
true.
for that.
Enterprise rent a car. Watch the NACL.
Oh no.
Shenzhen might
Yeah,
want to
I
rent a
guess,
car to get out of this.
Is it
as he's
not
gonna get
Enterprise?
run
Oh.
down
No,
there.
it's
It is
not.
not
Number
Enterprise.
7.
Woo!
It's a different website entirely.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, hey.
No, that enhanced the joke.
Oh, good. It's probably Hertz or something.
Nope. Wrong
Oh.
again.
That
Well,
was-
hey, there it is. It should have been Hertz. Hertz is great. All right.
And here comes the Baron attempts.
And
Ooh,
speaking of
Saber
hurts,
caught out.
Saber is now going to be taking a lot of hurts as will be falling very shortly. No, does actually get out of that one in a nice route. Turn it around, and the Baron's actually stopped here.
Okay. I mean,
TDK
that's
Blue.
power of the Maokai ultimate right there.
3 more deaths for Shens before the end of the game.
We
I
are
demand
focused
it.
on maybe a point of the game that is not super important.
Very
It's
true.
important to us, okay?
It is
Okay,
Follow
important.
the
to us.
narrative, Tessa.
It's,
ETP up 6k gold now. Most of that gold is stacked onto Jost, a player whose name is very difficult to pronounce.
Well, it's like Jaws the movie and then a T at the end.
Yeah, that's
Jaws.
weird. Nah, I can't get down with that.
It should have been Joust. We asked him. We did
Yeah.
clarify and asked him.
I mean, even
Before the games
Jaws would have
began
been
and-
better. Like with a D, like that would have been better. But
Jaws.
like, making the
Ooh.
sound at the end of a word, come on.
Joust. Like in
Joust.
Pokemon, the Rostberry.
Yeah, I don't say Ross. I just say the purple one.
That's fair. You know, it's an anagram for strawberry.
I did not know that. Is that
Oh.
true?
that is true. That is true.
Hold
No,
on,
I-
let me put it
A
together.
lot of the berries in
R-A-
Pokemon are anagrams for other berries.
I mean, I think
or close-
pineapple
yeah,
berry
the
is
the
pretty
Banab
close.
berry or whatever.
Wait, what is
Yeah, there's the
banana?
Nanab one.
What is
The
the
Nanab,
Nanab one?
yeah, Nanab is banana.
Mhm.
Banana?
The Pecha berry is the peach berry.
That makes sense.
Oh, I call that the peccaberry.
I do
Okay.
do
That's
appreciate that
fair.
we have come back to the Pokemon discussion here.
It always
started
comes
to
back to
evolve,
Pokemon, okay?
It always does. The Saber's wife is
They
trying
are
to
our
clear mid lane.
rulers.
That's not something you generally do as a Braum, and that might be causing a lot of problems. Ender's gonna Kai'Sa all over the wall. It does mean Ziggs does go down, though, as now Will Math for Food trying to be the front line for the team. The Sourcewalker also trying to run Bender down. Vision of Empire low, backing away as Saber's waifu does not have a lot of help. Bender's trying to go over, realizes it might not be the best idea, and will be Braum going down. A 1-for-1 trade at the end of the day.
Bender's just perma locked out of this fight. He's not able to auto even more than once. which makes it really difficult for TDK Blue to play the game. They need to get them into a position where Vendor can get onto that backline and free hit, but he just hasn't been there so far.
Yeah, Vendor not in the right position here and will go down as it is going to go over to Wilmath for food. Cypher Soul also in the process of going down and will succeed in
Shen's
doing that.
number 8!
Nice. Shen's coming in. Will back away to the chagrin of Axeman. And that is going to be the Hextech Soul picked up by ETP. So another soul for them as they're going to move over to the Baron.
Yeah, again, Invis Enjoyer, he's above all this. He just wants to go and finish up these objectives. His kill participation, abysmal. But the objective participation, 100%. He is
CS, best in the game.
Yeah.
Is that true? Oh my god, it's true.
My dude is in the side lane.
Oh, Vision of Empire going in. A nice knock up here, but I don't know if the damage is there. And that is just going to be 2 kills going down. I don't think they wanted that fight.
Probably not. But you know what? They didn't want the
Number
enemy team to
8,
have Baron
it's
either.
here.
Let's see now. Actually, here comes Vendor, who's going to deny you once again, Axeman.
Why do bad things have to happen to good people and not to Shens?
found sobbing in the parking lot of an IHOP.
All my money.
Put his life savings on the 10 deaths here.
That I spent on StyleEsportsBets.com.
Yeah.
Don't go to that website, everybody.
Don't go to that website.
It does not
Don't go to that
exist.
website.
If it does exist, it's not us.
It's not good. Please don't bet money there. It's a scam.
Invis Enjoyer now going real deep in here, and Shenzi trying to make it work. Will succeed. Once again, denying Axeman.
That would have been the 10th one if all these came
one,
true.
yeah.
That would have been the 10th.
That would have been 10th, yeah.
Well, it just wasn't to be, unfortunately.
You know that terrible song called "Meant to Be" by Florida Georgia Line?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Love Florida
God,
Georgia Line.
that song sucks.
I lived in Alabama when they were big.
Oh, okay.
Very cool band.
I actually I don't mind Cruise. I think people hate on Cruise a bit too much. That song, you know, got a lot of radio play, but it's still really good. Like, it got radio play for a good reason. Meant to Be, though, is an abomination. I hate that song.
Oh yeah, no, a lot of bad songs from that band.
Yeah.
Yeah, fusion bands are usually like that. They
That's true.
strike gold, and then there's just a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah. Like Lil Uzi Vert with Chop Suey.
Yeah,
We
holy
don't need
cow.
to go back to that one. Oh, my
let's
goodness.
talk about more bad music. I think that's what everybody wants to hear from us.
Yeah. I don't know if it is.
I like
Some people
Team
might
10.
like Chop Suey.
Any big Team 10
all
fans
right.
in the chat?
Let's go back to League of Legends. X.
Oh, did I go too bad for you? Are you losing your stomach for bad music? You brought this up.
You know what? That's fair. Yeah, tell me
It's
about
8.
the
It's here.
Shenzi going down again. There is the 8th death. As now we're going to see Math for Food walk into what should be a trap, but it's actually going to be turned back around as there is the rest of the team. Sourcewalker coming in to help out Cypher Soul. Just, again, not taking enough Saber. Tossed to the fishes. Vendor going to try to do something, but Sourcewalker does not take any damage at all. And we'll be just backing away. Vision of Empire throws out the clone, which I did recognize this time. And Vision of Empire will just stay alive as the tower does go down, and the inhibitor will not succeed in doing the same.
You know,
let that
Wilmath
sentence
for
hang in the air for a second.
Yeah, Wilmath for Food might not have a lot of food, but he does deal a lot of damage.
I don't always succeed, but I try.
It's okay, Tessa. You know what? Everybody makes mistakes. That's an eco clone.
I get it,
You've
all right?
been
I
recognizing
get it.
those better, yeah?
Yeah, no.
That's an eco clone.
You got it.
This is an eco clone right here.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yep,
See
yes,
this?
it is.
Seeing it? Yep.
Yeah, I got it.
There it is.
Nice.
Did it drop a soul?
Sure did.
I
think it dropped a Senna soul. Did not know that's how that worked.
Nico
You didn't
Griefing
know,
donating Senna a bunch of
She
AD
didn't,
for no
she
reason.
didn't pick it up, but
yeah. You gotta
New
remember.
advanced form of assisting enemy team found. Nico into Senna.
yep.
Oh, yeah.
No longer will we be harbored by the new mid lane. It will be the Nico.
Yep.
I don't really want to think about the ramifications about clones in League of Legends dropping souls.
Ooh,
Fair point.
that's
Fender gonna back away. Fate Sealed actually does not hit an Invis Enjoyer. I think it's stunned up, but again, just not enough damage from this team. And Invis Enjoyer gonna continue going in and snaps back to the soul, but not going to be able to get out alive. Fender gets another kill, but meanwhile, this tower is going down on the bot side, and they're looking for another inhib.
ETP is ending the game. This will be the final push.
So it'd be very rude of them. They have not killed Shen Z 2 more times. Shen Z is actually trying to deny this as well, still pushing mid lane while his base is being destroyed.
This is a Ziggs. He can just take towers very quickly, so they have to be aware of this. There is the wall up. Saber might be going down. Vision going to go down first, as now it is just Fender. As Cypher Soul comes around on the backside to try and provide enough of a distraction. TP is now being used by Shenzi to get in. Fender trying to get into the fountain for the heals, and they're not going to keep Cypher Soul alive. Shen's also going to go down, as Fender is just trying desperately to fight in the fountain. I believe Vender's going to stay alive, but the base will not, and you're stuck at 9, Axeman. It is Shenzi not going to go down to 10th time. Vender will fall, though, as the Nexus goes 2, and it is ETP 2-0.
Another exceptionally dominant game from ETP. Incredible work from them, and truly showing dominance over TDK Blue. TDK Blue will have to look to make a comeback in the rest of the split here. That's a really incredible effort. I don't know how teams take games off of ETP after this one, Summer.
It's looking really good. I liked the looks that we saw at ETP quite a lot. The melee spam with the mage, I think that's a winning formula, as we saw, especially with the Orin. I mean, that was quite the performance up top there. And yeah, Wilmath for food, I think, one of the standout performers here today. Just a great showing up there. Total top lane dominance.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, I'm also just very, very, I think, I'm surprised that we did see a very similar composition picked by both teams in game 2. And I feel like that's something that we should see TDK go back and look at and hopefully learn something from, because it definitely felt weird in the moment, and I don't think we saw enough to really justify it.
Yeah, I mean, it's best of 2, you know. So at the end of the day, you want to try to put forward your best strategy, or your perceived best strategy. Though I think it is fair to question if that is truly their best perceived strategy. Maybe try to go for something else or work at this again, because yeah, this is a pretty big slap in the face for reality, and yeah, it was not a very close series at all.
Definitely there. And I mean, also, you know, congratulations to Eclipsing Tides for just looking great, I think, across the board too, right? Like they did a really solid job across all lanes, really. Obviously, top lane was the big one. Mid lane, the Yone did great in the early game in game 1. Basically evened out against the Nico as well. And bot lane, you know, Senna Ziggs sounds terrible to play against, and it does seem to be as well.
Yep. I hated it. I you know, I actually gouged my eyes out in the middle of that game, seeing how disgusting that lane was, and I am actually blind now. So
yeah, I see.
Yeah, Summer's blind. I lost 4,000 on StallySportsBets.com. We're all having genuinely an awful time, but ETP did win the best of 2, and I think that's the big takeaway here.
Absolutely.
Yep. The real eyeballs were the friends we made along the way. Thanks for having us, Thousand Eyes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Thousand Eyes.
Not making me do this alone. I appreciate it very much. But that is going to be it for us. Thank you guys all for watching. We will have another game tomorrow night, so make sure to tune in for that one. I believe it is at 9 or 9:30. And we will see you guys there. Have a wonderful night.